Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we could sit down and kind of do a video on something that I've been seeing around on Instagram. I mean on YouTube. I don't know who started this trend, or this video style. The video idea was if you could only keep 10 of your palettes, which 10 would you keep? So that's what we're going to go over today. So I have them in no particular order. Actually, I do. I have them from smallest to largest, but I have drugstore and high-end all mixed in. So I'm going to go ahead and start. It's going to be this Pure Trolls in the shade Classical. Okay, I think that's the shade. It's the new Trolls World Tour collab with Pure. And I just love these shades. They're just so beautiful, and the shimmers are just absolutely gorgeous. The mattes are really nice. They kind of, it's really easy to work with this palette. You have all the mattes you need, and like any of these glitter toppers or shimmery toppers, and they're all different. I know they look similar in the pan, but they all swatch differently. The middle one being really like glittery metallic. This one more chunky glitter, and this one's like a true shimmer, like more toned down than both of these two. So this one's like, even though it doesn't look very versatile, I think it really is. And also it's a really great travel palette, and it just performs so nicely. It's just, this one blew me away. The quality is just so nice. Also the blendability, the color, the pigment, just it's so easy to work with. I cannot believe how great this palette is, and I really love it. If I had to travel with one, I'd probably travel with this one just because of the size, and just it's everything I need from a palette. Next up, Colourpop has a ton of colorful 9-pan palettes, and the funny thing is I was waiting for them to come out with like a peachy one because I love peachy shades. And then they came out with their strawberries and cream and orange you glad, and I was like, oh, well, maybe those are close enough. So I bought them, and I don't like them. But right after I bought those two, they came out with Baby Got Peach, and oh my goodness, it is everything I thought it would be. The only thing I do not like about this palette is this glitter shade. I don't think I'm ever going to use that. It's just too, I don't like pressed glitters like in palettes like this. And then just the shade doesn't work for me, I guess. But all of these other shades are just so beautiful, and I just love that I can do like a nice peachy look. Like I love peachy blushes, peachy lips, so sometimes I want to go have a monochromatic moment where it's just all one color, and this goes really nice when I do those looks, and it just looks absolutely gorgeous on me. And just monochromatic colors in general just look really nice for whoever does them, but I think they look, peachy ones specifically look really good on me. So I love this palette for that, those monochromatic moments, and it's a really good formula. Next is another Colourpop palette. It is the Through My Eyes, the Iluvsarahii and Colourpop collab. This one is just so unique. I don't have any other palettes like this. And when I want to get into color, I don't want to go in for crazy colors, and these colors are kind of things that colors that don't intimidate me. So whenever I want to dip into color, I kind of want to lean towards a palette like this, and I do really love this palette. Even the neutrals, I do really enjoy. I really do love these emerald shades as well. I'm not really big on green, but when I like green, these are kind of the shades that I like or prefer. So I do really love this palette, and the formula, if you guys have tried Colourpop, you guys know it's just a really good formula, and they're so affordable. So next up is this super underrated palette. Oh my goodness, I love this palette. It is the Hangin in Hawaii by BH Cosmetics. I am really boring, so I'm sorry if a lot of these look similar, but I love neutrals, and especially my warm neutrals. So this is what this palette looks like. I just think that it's just such a gorgeous neutral everyday palette. these shimmers are just absolutely gorgeous. Like, going back to the Pure palette, this is like pure quality. It is, and Pure isn't really known for its quality, but that palette and this palette just blew me away. This being BH, even more affordable than Pure, than these other brands that I'm mentioning. This one I think is even cheaper than the Colourpop palette. So yeah, this so easy to work with. This is probably the most user-friendly palette I've ever used. It just blends itself out, and they're pigmented, but they're not super pigmented. They're not like hard to blend out or anything like that. They just blend so nicely when you layer them and everything like that. The shimmers, again, absolutely beautiful shimmers. I wish there was a little more color variation, like deepness, but I love them so much. I mean, I'm not gonna complain. I love this palette, and they have like 3 other palettes. I have like 4 out of this collection. So, and they also have like cheek palettes with this collection as well. They're just, I love those too. But we're talking about eyeshadows. But BH like did an incredible job with this collection in general. Like, I'm pretty sure like the quality is gonna be consistent throughout all the palettes. So if you find a color story in this line that you like better, I highly recommend. But this one was my favorite. So moving on, sorry. Again, another Colourpop palette. I'm not crazy about color, but there's very few colors and color palettes or color stories that don't intimidate me, and this one being another one. So this would be one of the palettes that do not intimidate me, and that like they kind of bring me in. I want to use color when I see this palette or when I use this palette. I haven't really dipped into this palette recently, but when I do want color, I do reach for this palette a lot. So yeah, I think the quality is really, really good. This Urban Decay is, I don't know if I said it, it's the Urban Decay Born to Run, but you guys should probably already know that palette by now. But just the neutrals in the top row, and like even the middle row has a lot of neutrals, some pinks and some blues and some greens, and your, you know, basic black that you need in every palette ever. You know, it's just super, super easy to create a look with this. So, and it's a great colorful travel palette as well. So out of all those are like my 2 most colorful palettes. And then next is this Gingerbread Extra Spicy. Oh my god, I am just so basic. I'm like trying to cover that up. I am super basic, but look how these colors are just absolutely gorgeous. People said that this palette looked so much like the original Spicy Gingerbread, but I didn't get that other one because it had more pinks and other colors I would not use, so I bought this one instead when I saw this one coming out. But the other one is a little different. I guess they're similar enough, you don't need both, but I only bought this one, the Extra Spicy, a year after the original one came out because I thought this color story was more suited for my personal taste. But Too Faced's formula in this tin-like containers, so great. Unfortunately, Too Faced does have like an inconsistent formula in their eyeshadows, but these tin ones, anything in these tin cases, their formula is just on point, incredible, super easy to use, super pigmented, and I highly recommend. It was kind of hard to pick this one and the peach one that I have, but since I have the other peach, I decided I didn't need both or 2 peach palettes, but I do really like the Too Faced peach palette as well. But only picked one for the sake of this video. Next is a neutral palette. It's this Dominique Cosmetics Latte Original palette. I want to try her new one, but I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. Again, I'm super boring. I'm so sorry, but this is what the palette looks like. I love all these matte shades. I would buy this palette just for the top matte shades. I bought this palette for only the top matte shades, but I would repurchase it for the same thing, the same mattes. They're just so incredible. So again, easy to blend, super like creamy and soft, and blend themselves away. There's like absolutely no work with these palettes or these eyeshadows. These shimmers are really nice. I wish there was more variation in the color again. They look different on camera. Like this one's more like a green undertone, more of a true frosted undertone, and like a pinky undertone. but on the skin, on me at least, I'm a medium, like a light medium skin tone, these kind of pull like the same color no matter which ones I use. So that's kind of unfortunate, but maybe if you're more fair, they will show up a little different, but on me they kind of look all the same. So but these are just incredible, just a nice neutral shade. These I can't talk of because I've never used them, but everything else, like other than these 2 shades, I've used and I've loved, so I would have to have this one. Okay, I'm getting down to the grit. So my next palette is my Anastasia Beverly Hill and Jackie Aina collab. It's such a beautiful palette on the outside. On the inside as well though. Just a very pretty, I want to say neutral, but it's really not neutral at all. This palette makes me want to kind of get out of my comfort zone and, you know, try something new, something more colorful. So I do really love this palette for that, and that's why I would have to kind of keep it in my collection, you know, if I had to only pick 10. Common theme. There's only very few palettes that kind of bring me out of my comfort zone and challenge me to play with color. And those are the ones that I'm, you know, the few colorful ones that are in there, just that kind of pull that out of me. So back to boring and basic, but it's truly what I love most. One of my more affordable palettes that I really love is this, oh, the reflection is real on that one. This Profusion Chocolates palette. It is just so gorgeous with so many like shimmer shades. I didn't realize how many shimmer shades are in here. I thought more matte shades were in this one, but the matte shades in this palette I do really like. They work to kind of create that base that I need, and then I have a wide assortment of shimmers to kind of change it up with a few pops of green. I love these like more military or olive green shades, you know, down here. This real rich, I already forgot, emerald green, and like, yeah, I just love like the more pinky golds and then more champagne pales, and you know, like this rose gold right here. I just love, I know it's really basic and a lot of the shades are similar, but I do really love this palette. And even though it is pretty uneventful, I do really love how it performs and the colors and just the looks I can get from this. So I would have to keep this one. Out of all my Profusion ones and all my palette collection in general, I would have to keep this one. Lastly, the Tati Beauty palette. The only reason I'm not crazy about the colors, the only reason I would be keeping this one would be for like the glitters and the mattes. Honestly, I'm not crazy about her metallic formula. It's okay, but I love her glitter formula and I love her mattes, and even these sequin ones are just really beautiful. Honestly, I kind of hate these 2 rows, other than that, well, even this glitter has a little pink in there too. I honestly just really like these 4 shades, Memory, Ritual, Story, and Soothe. Soothe being my absolute favorite. I can do so much with Soothe. It is incredible how one shade can do so much for me, but it really can, you know, just playing around with it. But I really do love this palette. Other than these 2 rows, I have used Poet before, and I've tried to use Aurora, but they're just too, Aurora's too pink toned for my skin tone. I like more warm tones, and I think they look more flattering on me, and these more pale pink, you know, pasty pinks don't really look really well on me. So I've tried to use it just doesn't look good on me, but all these other shades do, and the glitters, I just absolutely love her glitters. This is my absolute favorite, like, in palette glitter formula. I feel like no one else has been able to do it as well as she did in this palette. And again, I don't like Poet either. I'm not really, If I want to go with color, I might use a different palette other than this one. Specifically like the tones, I think it's too pinky again. I like more of a true purple or a true pink. A purpley magenta pink isn't really my thing. I don't think it looks good on me. I think it makes my eyes look like I'm sick or something like I got some kind of disease with my eyes going on. But the formula on this one, for how expensive it is, I know it's expensive and it's really hard to get because you can only get it on her website, but the formula is really, really easy to work with. It's not super powdery. It is pigmented. It's a really good palette. They all were. There's not one of these I feel like I would have to work with. There's a few palettes in my collection I feel like I have to work with, and I'm okay with that because they're affordable or I just really love the colors or something like that. All of these I would keep and I would be super happy with because they're so easy to use and my absolute favorite palettes. And one thing to keep in mind, while I love all of these palettes, they're not actually my absolute favorite palettes, but I mean, they're pretty up there. If I could just keep 10 is kind of the mentality of picking these palettes. But if I was picking my favorites, I think I would have put the Soft Glam in here. But if I only keep 10, I wouldn't want palettes that are too similar because like the Soft Glam is really similar to the Dominique Cosmetics one. So, but if it was my favorites, I have to be honest, Soft Glam is one of my favorites. But if I only kept 10, I don't think it would make the cut. So just being brutally honest with my collection there on that. So I think your top favorite and 10 palettes you would keep would have to be different, just because honestly, I'm not going to use these more colorful palettes. They're not my favorite, but if I only had to keep 10, I want to keep some colorful palettes. So I'm going to pick my favorite colorful palettes, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does. I hope it does, so you guys can understand me a little bit better, but just if that makes sense. Oh, I'm just gonna keep saying that. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video if you have not done so already. Thank you guys so much. I love this video idea. I personally enjoy watching these on YouTube. I hope you guys do too. Make sure you let me know what you guys want to see next in the comments down below, and thank you guys so much. Let me know what your favorite palettes are too, or what your favorite, or if you could only keep 10, you know, let me know if they're your favorite, or if you could only keep 10, or they're the same, like if your 10 favorite or your most favorite and the 10 that you would keep if you had to get rid of all of them are the same. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. Bye.